Alright, heading into free agency. We're looking at our roster. Welcome back, Dave, ABQ, SCNC. Jackson Haley is an 89. We got him for the next 3 years at a really good price. Lauletta, Barrett, and Connor Cook are our other quarterbacks. So we're good at quarterback. Halfback, we have Barkley and Gallman, as we did not keep Ty Montgomery. Gallman has 1 year left on his deal. We can sign somebody else if we have to fill in a spot after free agency is done. But we're good with Barkley, and Gallman's a serviceable backup when he has to be. They only played a couple downs, as Barkley is a beast and plays almost every down. Fullback is good. Penny's serviceable. He's a 71. He's like one of the top fullbacks at 71. We signed him for 5 years, so he's going to be with us for a while. Wide receiver, we have Beckham, OBJ at 99. We signed Humphreys and Wilson last year. Lacey came in for a few plays last year. We did not keep Davis, as we have Henderson and Gross still signed for good deals, and Davis wanted like $1 million a year, so just not going to sign him. We have Henderson and Gross. They're never going to play, and if they do, they'll it's barely going to be in there, as Lacey is the one that comes in. Tight end, Ingram, Ty, and Ellison. Ellison has 1 year deal, so we'll be looking for another tight end after this year. But Ty's been good for us, and Ingram's been good for us as well, so we're keeping both of those guys. Ingram is on his last year of his deal, so we'll be looking to re-sign him this year. As you can see at the top, we have the cap for 2019 is $188 million. We have $4 million in dead money and 48.1 in cap space, with 19.1 for our rookie reserve. Offensive line is where we struggled last year. Lofton is an 82. He was our draft pick last year. Salter's 32, but he drops to a 70. Will Hernandez at the guard is an 80. Warmack's a good backup in case somebody gets injured or needs a breather. Pulley moving up above Jalapio, 27 years old, a 71. We do need somebody, but right tackle is where we really need somebody. Muhort, he's steady. He's right around a 79 every year. Not moving up, not moving down. And right tackle is where we have Salter playing right now. So we definitely need another tackle here. Hendrickson at a 79. He's okay. He just can't get to the quarterback for some reason. Only had a few sacks last year. Edwards steps in a filler role. BJ Hill. Actually, Aquara played better than BJ Hill did. And Mann played pretty good as well. So BJ Hill had like 11 sacks the first year for us, and really could not keep it going this year, as he only had like 4 or 5. Defensive tackle, Tomlinson led the team as a defensive tackle in sacks with 11.5. Onyemata was okay. We got him in a trade from the Saints. He's been okay. He's good at stopping the run, but not much else. Puna Ford was okay as a backup here. Left outside linebacker, Porter really was serviceable. He never really shined this year, as he was not in there a whole lot. Carter did more than he did in the backup role. Middle linebacker Deron Lee is steady, as Bowman's getting up there in age. As Bowman's now dropped down to a 74. We're probably not going to keep Bowman. May trade him. We'll see what happens. But Deron Lee's steady. We do need... We could use an 80, but we'll see. Right outside linebacker is... Clay Matthews has retired, and we got rid of Olivier Vernon, so we definitely need another linebacker to fill in the right linebacker spot. Cornerbacks, Trevor Williams moving on up to an 84. Terrence Mitchell, and Jenkins just keeps dropping down the depth chart, as he is now a 75 at age 31. Definitely not keeping him after this year. Haley's been good for us in the backup role, so he's probably going to be our third cornerback this year. As he is 24, we'll give him a little more reps as he's been playing pretty good. Free safety is Bannister out of New Mexico. He's just there to fill the roster spot as we use Collins and Howell. Howell's in his last year of his deal, 28 this year, so it's going to be a tough call this year as he's been staying right where he is. And he's been solid, but he's getting up there. Wolfork was our draft pick last year, but he's only a 76, so he's not ready to take over. If there is a dynamic safety out there in the draft that we're able to pick up, I might do it. We definitely need O-line and linebacker help, though. Kicker is Rosas, an 87. He's played good for us. We re-signed him. And Borquez out of New Mexico is who we are going with. He's a 72. What's his name? So this guy's making $300,000 a year. The other kicker wanted like $4 million for the year. I was like, nope, get out of here. We're not keeping you. Dixon did punt pretty good for us last year, but Borquez should be just as good, and he's out of New Mexico, so. And he's only costing us $300,000. So sorry, C. Rogers. I know you like Dixon, or C. Elliott. I know you like Dixon, but Borquez for the same. Like Dixon was a 74. So we're saving $800,000 in the year for just around the same guy, and this guy's 24. So that's what we're doing. Right now, we're going to look at all the free agents that are available. We have 28.95 in cap room. We're going to go over the free agents right now. Ezekiel Elliott is a free agent, as is Joey Bosa. So we are definitely going to put a bid in for Joey Bosa. Whether or not we get Joey Bosa will be a different story. Chris Jones is out there as well. 25 and 26 years old. We might as well just put a bid in for both of them. Eric Ebron, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, Shaq Thompson at the left outside linebacker spot might be a good fit, as we do need a linebacker. So those might be the three we put in a bid for. Bosa, Chris Jones, and Shaq Thompson. Giovanni Bernard, Emmanuel Sanders is out there, Anthony Brown. Jatavius Brown is an 82 at 26 years old as well. Zerline, Devontae Parker. We're just going to go to the 80 so you guys can see what's there. There's Shaq Lawson, 81 at a left end. Quincy Enunwa, wide receiver. Carl Joseph at safety. Kenyon Drake. Josh Sitton is 34 years old, but he's an 81. Did we just sign him for a year? I think so. We need the help on the offensive line. We can get him and draft somebody and have them fill in at the center spot. Zettel is a right end. Okafor is a right end. Lowry at an 80 is a right end. Demarius Thomas still out there. Joe Hayden at cornerback. Keelan Cole. Kayvon Webster. Pierre Desir. Randy Gregory. Sean Hill. Tyler Higbee at tight end. We don't need him, really, as we have Ingram and Ty. Ty Montgomery, who we had backing up last year, we let him go. He only played a few downs at a time for us, and he wanted like $3 million a year. So for the amount of usage he got, it was not worth it for me. Vic Beasley. A lot of guys that are at 80 and above, so lots of choices to make. Henry. And then we're getting to the 79. So we're going to go up and take an in-depth look at some of these guys before deciding what we're going to do. So here's Joey Bosa. Joey is a star, 25 years old, 4th year out of Ohio State. He is currently the 2nd ranked left end in the league. He is wanting 6 years at $11 million a year with a signing bonus of $4.69 million. He's going to be a cap hit of $9.85 million on us. Chris Jones, on the other hand, is about the same. He's a star at 26 years old, a 94, 4th year out of Mississippi State. He wants 5 years, 9.3 a year, 4.37 signing bonus. So we're probably not going to get both of them. He's the number 3 ranked right end in the league. If we get both of them, that's going to take all of our cap. So we'll see. Shaq Thompson, that's another one we were interested in. 3 years, 4.8 a year, 1.67. He is a quick 26 years old, 5th year out of Washington. So a much better deal for us money-wise. The 11th ranked left outside linebacker in the league. The only thing that's going to hurt us is that we already have Porter at left outside linebacker, so he might not want to sign with us. I'm definitely going to move him to the right side, or I'll move Porter to the right side, but will the algorithm see that is the question. We definitely sign him for at least 4 years, probably. 4 years puts the cap hit from 5.3 to 4.79 million a year, just to get him until he's 30. Jatavius Brown, another left outside linebacker, wants about the same. 26 years old, so the cap hit would be 4.54 instead of 5.03. 4.6 a year with $1.5 million. He is the 12th ranked, so he's right behind the other guy. Shaq Lawson at an 81. Let's see what difference is. So the other guys wanted like they were like a $9 million cap hit. If we take Shaq Lawson, it's $4 million less, but we go from an 81 to these guys were in the 90s. So definitely worth it for me to try to get Bosa and Jones. These guys are in the 90s. They will be difference makers. Who else were we looking at? Sidden here. He's 34 years old, 12th year out of UCF. He just wants a 1-year deal as he's 34 years old. I'm inclined to take him, as we can just plug him in either at center or somewhere else, or trade him. We could trade him or the other guy. So it's a 7.6 million cap hit. It's worth it to get an 80 on the offensive line, as some of our guys are low 70s. So we're just going to make him an offer right now. We're definitely going after him. Puts us at 95 points. We are the only offer on the table right now. Okafor at right end is an 81. He is a star at 29 years old, so he's going towards the end of his career. Zettel is also 28. He's a normal, wanting about the same money. Dean Lowry, that end is an 80. He's only barely above our other guys. Kayvon Webster fits our scheme, and he is an 80. He's 29. So is Desir. So we have younger guys. They're just about the same, so we're not even going to look at those guys. Randy Gregory, isn't he the one that keeps getting suspended? 27 years old, 5th year out of Nebraska. 23rd ranked right end in the league. Sean Lee's 34. We need a middle linebacker. Trey Wayne's 28. Vic Beasley's 28. So we don't really need any of these other guys. So those are the two. So I'm just going to put bids in for these other two at the top here, because we are definitely going to try to get them. Joey Bosa, a star, and is the second ranked left end in the league. We'll see what that gets us. $92 points, which puts us at second behind the Eagles. So there were times last year where we had way more points than other teams. It's really whether or not they want to come play for us or not. We're going to put a bid in on Chris Jones also. That puts us down to $1.96 million on the cap. But it shores up our ends and leaves us room. And leaves us room to, as we have a rookie reserve. So the money's already set aside for our 4-5 draft picks. And these guys probably will not even sign with us. So 95 points on Chris Jones puts us in first over the Bills and the Lions. So those are the three we're going to do. We didn't really need anybody else out of here. We might have needed Jatavius Brown, but we're already going for these guys on the ends. I don't think it's going to let us put a bid in for Jatavius if we already have. We only have 1.9 million left after those guys. So that's what we're going to do. We have 3 bids out there. Let's see what happens. Alright, here we go. We're going to advance to stage 2 the next week. Advancing to the next week. Let's see what happens here. Do we sign our 3 guys?
All combine stats, such as the 40-yard dash.
Joey Bosa rejected us. Chris Jones rejected us. But Sidden did accept. So we shored up the offensive line here as Sidden accepted the contract. We're going to go back and see who's left. Derrick Henry, Eckler, Bernard, Sanders. Jatavius Brown's still out there, so we could try to get him at the linebacker spot. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to sign him, or try to sign him at the linebacker spot. We had to take a chance of those other guys as they were in the 90s. It's hard to pass up guys in their 90s, especially when they're that young. But we do need the linebacker help, so we're going to put a bid in for Jatavius Brown. And that puts us at 3rd behind the Raiders and the Jags. So we'll probably... Let's see here. Who else is out here? That looks like it. So we're going to up our bid just to try to get us at least in 2nd place for Jatavius Brown. We go 4.8 with a 1.6 signing bonus. We'll see if that makes a difference. 97 points for Jatavius Brown. Puts us in 2nd place behind the Jaguars. Do we need anybody else out of here? Colvin at cornerback, Kane at quarterback, Clement, Conley. Doesn't look like it. Everybody else is not anybody we need right now, so Mingo at a 77 is 29 years old. And Kruger Hill is a 77. All left outside linebackers. Are there no good right outside linebackers? Let's see. Linebackers. Middle linebackers. Dylan Cole is the highest at a 75. Right outside linebackers. Sean Lee is an 80. Iraq Poe's a 76. They're all in their 30s. So we're going to go for the draft for our backers. Jatavius Brown and Hill and Mingo. So we'll try Brown and Hill. He is 26. We're going to sign up for 4. See if that's going to get us anywhere. We're the only bid for Kruger Hill. If Mingo's still around and we don't sign the other guy, that's what we'll do here. Alright, we're going to advance to week number 3 of free agency. I did scout some players, and there were some interesting developments on the draft board as players have moved up and moved down. We'll go over that in the draft show. This is just the free agency show right now. We're going to see if we sign our linebackers here. Moving on to week number 3 in free agency. Let's see what happens here. Do we sign our guys? Kruger Hill accepted our contract. That was the one guy I didn't want to sign. Well, we needed the help at linebacker, but we wanted Jatavius Brown, and all the guys that we really wanted did not accept our contract, as Jatavius Brown has declined our offer. Let's see who's left here. We got 19 million in cap room still. Eckler, Bernard, Sanders, Zerline, Drake, Lutz, Willie Henry. He's just a normal, and he's 26. Our guys are right around the same, so not worried about that. We don't really need help at cornerback, so not going to sign him. Ty Montgomery. Randy Gregory is the same. Keelan Cole. Eli Apple's out there. We don't need him. We're going to sign a backup running back once free agency's done and we see what we did in the draft. Mingo's still out there, so we can put a bid in on Mingo. He's a left outside linebacker as well. He's 29. So I don't want to sign him for 3 years, as we're going to get some guys in the draft. So going to pass on that. I think that's going to do it for us for free agency, as most of these guys are getting down here. There's Dixon, free agency. He wants $4.72 million over 4 years, and Borquez is making $300 a year. So that's over $1.5 million for Dixon. I think Borquez will do just fine. I'm sorry, Curtis. I know you wanted me to keep him, but Johnson is out there, but Tomlinson and Onyemata are showing it up for us at 80s. Deshaun Jackson out there. I think that's going to do it for free agency for us. We'll see if we sign this other. No, we didn't even go for Bingo or Mingo. Bingo. B-I-N-G-O. We are not signing you. Oh. Xavier Williams, a defensive tackle. Yeah, we're good. DeMar Dotson is a 75 at 34 years old. He'll probably still be out there. He wants 2.67 over 1 year. So we're going to sign him for the 1 year just to have him as a backup. See, he's down. He's a quick. He's 34. He's 11 years out of Old Miss or Southern Miss. Jeez. We're just going to sign him for the 1 year just to give us a little bit of help on the line. And that's going to be our last person that we go for in free agency. Alright, we're moving into week 4 of free agency. Going to see if the last couple guys that we try to sign with our team. Getting some backups here. In free agency, Dotson, the right tackle, has accepted our offer. 34 years old. We signed him to 1 year. So we got 2 guys for 1 year. And we're going to be done with free agency. It's the last chance to scout players before the draft. So I'm going to scout these guys. We're going to end it. Actually, I'm going to show you guys after this. We're going to advance to the draft. I'm not going to do the draft. We'll do a separate pre-draft show. But I'm going to scout these guys, and then I'll show you who we signed and who went where after that. Alright, so it's right before the draft. We are going to be reviewing the free agency recap, and then we'll do a recap of all the people that were available and how the players stacked up. So our signings, we signed Sidden, Kruger Hill, and Dotson, 2 offensive line guys. Kruger Hill was a linebacker at 77. And then in the league, Ezekiel Elliott went to the Raiders. So Zeke is now a Raider, and Le'Veon Bell is the guy in Dallas. Joey Bosa goes to the Colts. Chris Jones goes to the Bills. Eric Ebron is now a Cowboy. Derrick Henry is a Lion. C. Rogers getting Derrick Henry. Shaq Thompson went to the Cowboys. Anthony Brown, not Antonio, but his brother Anthony, goes to the Raiders. Jatavius Brown is a Raider as well. The Raiders shoring up their team here. Greg Zuerlein signs with the Falcons. Devontae Parker is a Bill. Cameron Meredith is an Eagle. Shaq Lawson goes to the Chargers. Quincy Enunwa goes with the Dolphins. Carl Joseph is a Dolphin as well. Alex Okafor signs with the Bucks. Zettel going to Curtis Elliott's Bears. Dean Lowry is now a Dolphin. Joe Hayden is a Viking. Keelan Cole signs with the Cowboys. Pierre Desir is a Colt. Randy Gregory is a Saint. Tyler Higbee going to the Lions. Vic Beasley is a Bronco. Willie Henry is a Packer. And those are the 80s. Willie Snead is a 79. He went to the Falcons. That was the free agency finish here. We're going to show our team one last time. Everybody stays the same. The only difference is the O-line and our linebackers. Lofton and Salder. Salder's a 70. Sitton is probably going to get moved to either center. We'll probably move him to the right tackle spot. And Sauter can back up everybody. As Sauter moved down to a 70. It's last year for him. Muhort's a 79. Dotson's a 75. So we'll see how it plays out. We might just end up backing up the other guy. But we upgraded a little bit. We're in the mid 70s now, not just the low 70s. And we're going to look at our linebacker spot, as that's the other one So Kruger Hill is going to move over to the right linebacker spot, and Carter's going to back up everybody. As we just have a 69 and a 64. Everybody else stayed the same. And for some reason, it's not letting me do the draft picks again. So we'll pick a day when we're going to do the draft, and we'll go over everybody then. I can pause the draft, and we can go over the draft board when we're doing that. So that's free agency. We didn't do a whole lot this year, as the guys that we wanted ended up going to other teams. So hopefully we'll shore up this team in the draft, as we are a 87 on offense and a 77 on defense, putting us at an 82 overall. So we'll see you guys next time for the draft. I'll pick a date when we're going to do that, and we'll do that live to see who we are going to pick up. So stay safe, everybody. Have a great night.